I don't know if I'm normal.
Well, normal to me, which is a skewed view.
Yeah. Relatively normal.
I think she's normal because she's weird in a similar way to me.
So I had a book, Wherefore Didst Thou Doubt, and I did not write one word in that book. Crystal here wrote the entire book for me.
That's true, I did.
She did. She was all those amazing words, all the beautiful things you read are all because of her, not at all because of me.
Well, to be fair, I got a lot of content from Patti because we would do over-the-phone interviews, we'd do video calls, and she had a blog that she'd written. So I got a lot of information to work with. So it's not like I just,
She got to really know me.
Yeah.
She got to, like she said, that she got to learn that I was, like she said, she got to learn that I am extremely normal and
well, so what happened
perfect.
was when I first met Patti, this is what I do with people that are amazing that I meet, is I put them on a pedestal. I'm working on this because I always,
Nobody should be on a pedestal.
Nobody should be on a pedestal.
No,
I do it.
because you can only fall.
Yeah, you can only go downhill. But I had Patti on a pedestal because she's super inspiring, and I love how she can just derive these deep universal truths from ordinary things. So I made you really cool.
I know. Can we quote that? That was amazing.
But she does that just by talking to her. And so for the first couple of chapters, I had Patti on a pedestal, and I was trying to kind of convey the spiritual giant I saw her as through the writing, and she would come back with notes like, "Oh, honey, no, I'm not like that." She's like, "I am not this great for," but I was like, "Oh, she's normal just like me." And so it became easier to write future chapters because I realized that she was just a normal person.
Sharing with Crystal, actually, I'm an open book, and it's everybody. I have very, very few secrets in my life. I pretty much tell everybody everything, which I don't know is good or not. But it was a little bit hard to relive it. Like, it wasn't hard to share it, but because I would go around speaking for like Best of EFY, and I'd go around do youth conference, I was used to telling the story. And I don't know if that may sound bad. I was used to telling the story. I mean, it's not that hard for me to tell the story, but it was hard. Crystal did, because she had my journals, and I remember you pull out stuff that I'd forgotten. Mm-hmm. And that it was hard reliving it, if that makes sense, because she would pull out stuff that I had just completely forgot. You think you'll never forget things. Like, you're like, I'll never forget this. This was so traumatic. And so it was very hard to relive it. It wasn't hard letting Crystal into my thought or into my minds, because like I said, I'm an open book. I literally have nothing to hide in my life. I really don't. I mean, anybody can ask me literally anything, and I'll share it with them. And but what was hard was reliving it.
So my favorite part about writing the book, there's probably a couple of favorite parts. The first favorite part was getting to know Patti, because she's somebody that's super cool. So I really liked getting to know her. The second favorite part was, if you read the book, it's a spiritual growth journey. And because I had to write it and get in Patti's head, I had to go on that journey with her through, that time in her life. And I saw my testimony grow by going through what she went through and trying to convey that in the book. And so a lot changed in my life from the process of writing the book. I'm way more serious about my scripture study. I'm way more prone to go to prayer, to get on my knees if I have a question. Because I'd gotten lazy. It's not like I didn't believe those things would work, but living it through Patti's eyes and seeing how it affected her journey kind of inspired me to do it more in my life.
So our next project we're working on is, I love the Book of Ether. And I have kind of some takes that you can draw from the Book of Ether. So it's it's the story in Book of Ether where the brother Jared, where it talks about in chapter 2 how they're on the seashore for 4 years, and how the brother Jared was chastised for not praying for 4 years. And I was in an institute class, and my teacher's like, why do you really think he was a prophet that he wasn't praying? And it was that he was praying for the wrong things, that he was in a comfortable place, and that he needed to get out of the place he was at. He needed to get off that beach and go through harder things. I'm a very lazy person, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to to purposely do hard things.
And this book will be interesting for me to write because I am on the beach. I do not want to get off the beach. I see the value of the lesson that she's trying to teach, but I'm definitely curious about how I'll grow through this experience because I'm the person that you would be talking to.
I want to thank Crystal for the bottom of my heart, not only for being here today and having this discussion with me, but for making me look so wonderful, making my words sound, and she's absolutely amazing. And look for her books. Crystal, I'll screw up your last name.
Lichty.
Crystal Lichty.
Starts with a lie, C-H-T-Y.
Starts with a lie?
L-I-E.
Oh, wow.
That's how I taught my kids.
Yeah, if you have to teach your kids how to spell their last name, that's a trouble last name. So I want to thank Crystal for being here, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching.